What's up guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today, we've got him back again guys. Novice on the channel for like the 50th time in a row. How's it going, bro?
It's good, yeah, it's good. I'm very excited to be back. I'm very interested to see what you're going to be showing us today.
Yeah.
Anchorite.
So today guys, as you see, we have got one of the 4 fusion epics that's in Anchorite. And he is an absolute outstanding champion in my personal opinion. What did you think about him when you first seen him when the notes got released?
Yeah, so I wasn't 100% sure, to be honest. When I saw him and I looked at his kit, one of the big things that immediately stood out to me was definitely the he's got the buff extension on his A2. That is a very, very unusual part of a kit. Not many champions have that, and it's really easy to undervalue just how much of an impact that can have in like Hydra and Clan Boss, keeping those buffs consistent. So that was intriguing, but I didn't know. Thank you for fixing my hair. Now I look fabulous. Hooray.
Your head is chopped off.
Well, if I stand up a bit more, just mess with you. No, but I didn't know how much healing he would do and all of that. But I'm also interested in this guy for like Hydra and stuff like that, because he has that AoE A1. I love a good old AoE A1. But yeah, I'm curious to see how you've built him and what he can do in Clan Boss here.
Yeah, so anyway guys, before we carry on into this video, we actually did a part 2 on Nub's channel where we broke down Wuji, one of the other epics from the fusion, and he really blew me away with the composition that he brought to the Hydra. Let's just say, I'm gonna do no spoilers. It's gonna be in the pinned comment or the description. Go drop him a sub and check out that video straight after you see this one. So alright then, so A1, let's just break down his kit. So with Warm Embrace, attacks all enemies and heals the ally with the lowest HP by 10% of the damage inflicted. I think this is solid for, obviously today we're talking about the Clan Boss in a wonky Ultra Nightmare, so it's not going to get a full heal there because you're only attacking one enemy. But in terms of like other places, maybe some dungeons or the Doom Tower, the Faction Wars, you'll start to see a great value of this by attacking all enemies and heals the ally. And then on the Prayer of Prowess, removes 1 random debuff from all allies and increases the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn. I'm not sure about you now, but there's been countless times where people say to me, I don't have a solid buff extender. Obviously there's some rares in like Valerie and stuff like that, but people really want that epic plus kind of extender. And if you don't have a Godseeker, you don't have a Sandlash Survivor, this is your chance to get an amazing one. I'll talk about the pros and cons towards the end of the video as well. But it's on that 3-turn cooldown, and what makes this one remarkable is removing the random debuff. As many of you guys know, decreased speed can be a problem, the stun targeting can be a problem. If you tune him correctly and you don't have like a pure cleanser or a block debuffs up for the full duration, maybe like a Drizzle Gel or something, with this you're able to do it straight after the decreased speed goes live, straight after that block debuffs with Drizzle Gel and tank that stun. And that way you've kind of got that full coverage in those kind of teams at those slow speeds. With the Sacred Trust, fully heals a target ally, then places a 30% increased crit rate buff and increased crit damage buff on all allies for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. This ability here is insane because hypothetically, if you've got ally protection champions, if you issue stun targeting in particular, he's able to fully heal up the stun target or the ally protector because 9 times out of 10 is either of the 2 champions that's got the less HP. It's a remarkable skill. Like, what do you think about this one here?
Yeah, so that's the thing where I don't know enough about Clan Boss to know how it's going to work, like in terms of tuning that in, like you said, for a stun target or ally protector. But obviously, like the crit damage, crit rate buffs are really powerful. Like you build a team around that, you can squeeze so many extra stats out of them and get a lot more damage out of your Clan Boss runs. But yeah, I'm just really interested to see like how you speed tune this with the little debuff removal for affinity friendly type stuff for healing up. Yeah.
One other thing that people are really underlooking here, and this one's going to shock you I think as well, is who knows the World Clan Boss damage team? Do you know that team? With Krisk and Lanicus and the Hellborn Sprite. So this ability here allows you to have like a budget Lanicus and probably get the 2nd best damage from that run because you've got the buff extension, very similar to a Lanicus. You don't have the ally attack, but you've got the increased crit rate and the increased crit damage in that ability here. And that for me puts him above Godseeker and Sandlash in those world record teams. So if you guys are looking for a substitute for the World Clan Boss team and you don't have a Lanicus, I believe this guy's going to be next in line, in my opinion. Increase ally HP in all battles by 25%, which is really solid, I guess, if you don't have a defense or something like that. I'm just going to quickly go over the team. So this is Anchorite, of course. Overall stats here. I'm just going to move you out of the way a little bit. There we go. Put you in the middle. So we got 48k HP, 3000 defense, 256 speed. I am going to be doing a bunch of teams on this guy, like in the future, probably 2 to 3 clan boss teams. This one today is mainly just a showcase to showcase his skills. And then I'll start making slow speed tunes, possibly like world record teams. You never know what's going to come out soon. 100% crit rate, 172% crit damage, and 242 accuracy. Next up is going to be Lydia the Death Siren, enabling that 2-to-1 ratio speeds in a Star Wars set. She's going at 269 speed, so pretty fast here. 100% crit rate, 140% crit damage, and 290 accuracy. In terms of masteries, it is the same on all of my champions here. So as you see, it'll be on this one. It'll be the same on every single champion that I show you. Iron Brago, we have gone for 41,000 HP, 5,600 defense, 217 speed, so the slowest of the bunch, 80% crit rate, because we've got that increased crit rate from Anchorite, 200% crit damage, and 231 accuracy. Next up is Torogi the Frog, our ally protection champion, and he's running at high HP at 66k, 2.9k defense, 225 speed, and decent stats just to play some decrease attack. Final champion on the list is man of the match as well, in Underpriest Brogni, 50k HP, 2.3k defense, 2.8k attack. His base attack is so low, so trying to get it this high is a challenge. 255 speed, nice crit rate, crit damage, and accuracy. So what we're gonna do now is just bring up the run. Let me just do that quickly. Move Nub back into the corner. There we go. Let's do run. There we go. All right, so as you see here, we could potentially put Anchorite in the lead position, but I don't want him to be the stun target whatsoever. I want him to be able to heal our Iron Brago. But let me just get this on the full screen. So we want him to heal Iron Brago because he's in the lead position to make us last longer. And we want him to heal our Torogi the Frog because he's our ally protector. This team on Spirit, I think, will push 200 million. Because it's not Spirit, this is actually one of the highest I've seen with this particular team, with my gear, on the Void Affinity, because we're not reflecting the same way with the poisons and the shield from Underpriest. So let's just get into the run, talk about the setup really quickly. So there's going to be presets here. I'll actually show you that towards the end of the video for the first turn. So there we go. This is all full auto at this point.
Nice.
And then here it's just A3. Gonna do the crit rate, crit damage, and then here you just want to A1 with Underpriest, A1 with Torogi, and then just click auto again. Don't worry guys, I'll show you the presets towards the end. So in terms of this now, we're going to be affinity friendly. It's not going to be a problem. We are going to surpass some crazy turn limits against that Void Affinity where we're not reflecting the same heals or the poisons, and it's going to be a very comfortable 1-key on that Void. And because of that, there's so many times that I don't hit the Void Affinity because sometimes I get less than a 1-key. But this guy was like, nope, we're gonna give you that 1-key YST. So far, how do you think he's gonna perform? Like in terms of damage, in terms of rounds that we get to?
Yeah, I mean, that in terms of the damage, that was one thing I was looking at right there. His A1, it's hitting around about 30,000. It's just at 28k right there.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing your other champs with their A1s, like here we go. We had 57k right there, 21. Oh, sorry, the decreased defense fell off. Hang on, let's properly check it.
We get around
but,
2 in.
Yeah, but I think he's doing roughly about 1/3 of the damage on his A1 as the other champions, I think, roughly. Which really is not that bad when you consider like AoE circumstances like Faction Wars or Doom Tower, Hydra. That AoE A1 is actually probably going to start pumping out some pretty respectable damage, and especially you factor in War Master, like Faction Wars especially. Like,
I was really excited to see what you could potentially do with him on the Hydra, to be honest, because that A1, the increasing and the crit rates and crit damage, I think you could pull out a really nice team with him for the Hydra.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane. I would say, okay, I'm actually going to break this down now. So in terms of your opinion, Nub, who do you think is the best epic extender? Like, factoring him as well.
Ooh, yeah, that's tough. I'd say the best one overall, I'd probably say, is Demitha.
Yeah.
Because she opens up the unkillable teams that are really strong. But yeah, I don't know. Like I use Godseeker all the time, so this
Yeah,
guy's
I'm
an
the same.
interesting alternative. Like I use Godseeker in a lot of my Nightmare Hydra keys, for example,
Yeah.
because of the healing and the buff extension mostly, and the emergency revive. But like if a key goes well, you hopefully don't even need that revive. So that's what's interesting about
Yeah.
Anchorite here.
So I'll put it like this. So for me, Sunlash Survivor is the best champion in terms of if you're running a 4-3 like Sepulchre Sentinel team or something like that, where people kind of die pretty early and you want to get that clutch ally protection in, then I feel like Sunlash Survivor is really, really solid. Or even in some of the endgame teams as well, but it's very situational. Godseeker and Neri, you get the AoE heal, which is really nice. I'd say she's probably the most better choice for the Hydra boss nowadays, I think.
Yeah.
As you said, Demithra unlocks that block damage and all that good stuff. But with this guy, I don't know. For me personally, on the clan boss, if I'm actually going for him instead of the fusion because I don't like Lunafaru. Bit of a spoiler.
Yeah.
But I'm
Me
actually,
neither.
the second that I get him, I'm actually gonna put him into my clan boss team permanent instead of Godseeker.
Damn.
And I've had
Wow.
Godseeker in my team for about a year and a half.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah. So do you know what it is? Because with a team like this, it's really hard to get the 2-to-1 ratio speeds and maxing out on your crit rate, and then you kind of fall off from your attack percent stats and all that stuff. He allows me to 70% crit rate everybody, increase their crit damage, and get the heals in on the 2 champions that I needed the most. So that's where I kind of see it situational, I guess.
Yeah. That's a really good point. Like it's a strength and a weakness having that increased crit rate buff. It's so powerful. It's so insanely good. And you want to build teams around it. But I get like for Hydra, it's a little more tricky because Hydra changes every single month. So it's like, if I build my champions at only the 70% crit rate, that can kind of hurt some of your other things. But I definitely think for Demon Lord, where it's gonna be consistent, for Faction Wars where it's consistent, like you said, that's actually nuts that you think he's actually better than those other champions because of those buffs. Yeah, that's really impressive.
It's for the Demon Lord in particular, for me personally, I'd still put Godseeker and Neri at the top. Like that's just personal preference. But in terms of pure Demon Lord and specific teams, I really feel like he's got it. Like he's just got that crit rate thing is huge. Like it's like consistent damage. You know that you're not gonna get like those bad crits or anything like that. So all right, guys. So right now we're gonna start ramping up the damage a bit. So let me just come through a bit because I want to actually showcase his heals and how it works. So right now we're on turn count 50. So
nice. This is as far as I have ever seen in my clan boss runs personally.
This is why we have to switch you over from the unkillable curse.
I know, right?
All right, so there's the heal there. So 40,000 heal on that stun target. So as the turns go on, he's going to be able to heal that stun and it's not going to be an issue. Now that you see that Taragi the Frog should be the next one now. I actually want to see when it gets a bit more risky. Let's see when Taragi goes down a bit. Let's see. Oh wait, there was a nice little spot there. I seen him dying. There we go.
Boom.
Oh wait, it was just before that, I guess. It should be coming now. I'm pretty there it is. So now once he takes his next turn, boom, 65,000 heal on that Taragi. But if we didn't have that heal, he'd be dead on the next turn. Pretty much. So that's where, because it's the Void Affinity, it gets really tough with that. And now straight onto that stun would have went onto Taragi there because of his HP count. And instead it just kept it in sync, and now we're just gonna keep on going.
That's insane. Like when you think about these single target healers, like that's pretty much it is the best single target heal in the game, right? I mean, Sathalia is up there as well, but she doesn't even heal as much as that. Now it has other effects, but like just the raw healing from that for topping someone up,
because it's fully really cool. Heals a target. Like that's just it's crazy. So right now, like I really struggle to get to this 1 key on Void, so I always face Affinity. It doesn't really matter which one it is. But for Void on my team, because I kind of know that I usually cap out at I'd say 65 to 71 if I'm lucky with Godseeker.
Okay.
But I just wanted to show the full value of the heals here. Look at this, nearly hitting 100 turns on Void.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's pretty nutty. I'll show you guys the full thing at the end. I think we started dying here. We got a bad crit in.
That's such a big deal because, you know, realistically speaking, at this point in the game, for like where we are, having a 2-key for Ultra Nightmare is like no good. It's like it's 1 key or nothing, right?
Yeah.
If you can help it. Being able to do that on Void, like that's a huge difference between him and Godseeker. Then, like that's massive.
Yeah, because every single time I've hit Void in the past with the same team, same setup, everything, just the replacement of him instead of Godseeker, it never hits this much. Never gets to 91 turns. Now,
yeah,
I would say that his damage is not there because he's only got that A1.
Yeah.
So that is the downside of him. But then you get the plus side of the buffs, which is where I said it is situational to your guys' teams. But 2.2 million heals. Like he outperformed Underpriest there with the reflection of the heals there. Outperformed Tarogi, who actually heals himself as well with his ally protection. That is huge. 2.2 million. It's pretty bonkers. But yeah, as I said, guys, if you do want to like do this team, I'll leave a link in the description below of like a more in-depth guide on it. And it does usually hit 150 to 200 million depending on your gear with the same team against Spirit or Magic, depending on your RNG. Last thoughts on this champion before we like head over onto another one.
I mean, he's just I'm really impressed by him. Yeah, I think this guy's really cool. I did not genuinely think that he was going to be this good. I thought you were going to say, like, when you proposed this idea to me, I was thinking like, oh yeah, you were going to say, he can fill in for like Sandlashed or Godseeker, the buff extenders, but he's not going to be as good. He's like your budget option. I did not expect to come here today and you'd be like, he's the best one. He beats like Godseeker in this team. Like I did not expect that.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
He's definitely up there. Even if like everyone has different opinions, like of course, but in terms of like, I wouldn't put him like below them, if that makes sense. I put him in that caliber of you deserve to be here sort of thing.
Yeah,
like he's definitely a really solid option. So guys, if you are not going for the Lunafaro fusion, if he's easy to attain and you can manage to get him and you're like free to play, you don't have a buff extender, and you're just trying to make like your first ever Ultra Nightmare team potentially, and you don't have that champion to extend a block debuffs or something, definitely go for this champion. You will not regret it. And as Nub said, he might have some great potential in the Hydra boss with that A1 and his other abilities. So yeah, I am going to leave you guys there. Thank you so much, Nub, for coming on today.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much for having me. I had an absolutely great time.
Wicked. As I said, guys, in the start of the video, if you just kind of skim past like a cheeky person, make sure you guys go drop a little subscription to Nub. Go check out part 2 where we checked out Wuji? I keep thinking it's Ouija board. Do you know like one of those? But yeah, he did an amazing team that will blow your mind with some really cool new champions against the Hydra boss. You don't want to miss it. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.